And in fact, we were standing out in front of Western Hills High School tossing a football. And Bob Smith owned a 39 Mercury convertible, and we had the radio blaring like the kids do nowadays, tossing this football. It was a December beautiful day, maybe 50 degrees, and it come on the radio where Japanese had bombed Pearl Harbor. And we didn't pay attention. We thought it was another one of these Orson Welles scary things he put out. And a year later, or less than a year later, everybody that I knew at that age was gone, into the service. So that was December 7th. And in the interim there, from when I left high school and worked for Valley, I was taking a course at Wright Aeronautical. I signed up for 10 weeks, 300 hours, engine change, or engine repair and test downtown at a trade school. And the idea was when you got finished with that, you would go to work for Wright Aeronautical in either an engine assembly or test. Well, the war came, so I trot myself down to the post office and joined the Navy. And when I got to Great Lakes Naval Training Station, and they saw where I had this schooling, plus they give you a test, they decided to send me to aviation mechanics school, which truthfully I didn't want to go to, but it was either that or KP, take your choice. None of us knew anything, so they took another guy and I called Pop Gellis, and we called him Pop because he was partly bald and 28 years old. We were all 19, 20, and they sent us to Bethpage, Long Island, Grumman Aircraft Factory, for 3 weeks. And I had a little nickel notebook, which I got around the house somewhere. And they took us through the factory and showed us the assembly of a plane. Well, Pop and I would sneak out to the airfield to where the mechanics were working on them before they were delivered. And we asked them all kind of questions. How do you set the brakes? How do you set the supercharger regulator? Blah, 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 blah. Because here's this big 18-cylinder engine, and we were used to these little puddle jumpers. So in this nickel notebook, I wrote down all these little notes. Clearances, how to set the timing, 17 degrees before top dead center and all that. So when I got back to the squadron, nobody knew what to do. So they'd go to Pop and I and say, how do you adjust the brakes? What's the clearance? And I'd say, wait a minute, and I'd turn around and look, 50 thousandths, you did blah, 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 you know, and all that. Well, man, they thought I was God because I knew. But what it was, I had all this in a little nickel notebook because those planes come out so fast. We were in such desperate situations. Came out so fast, there weren't any maintenance manuals. The only thing you had was a pilot's handbook, which the pilot had. So from the pilot's handbook, what we knew and what little notes I had, believe it or not, we maintained the squadron. I always say if those pilots knew what we didn't know, they'd have never gotten that cockpit.